G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're starting off with a bit of a voiceover because me, the big smart guy I am, completely messed up the audio for this video. I was trying to record through my lav mic by plugging it into my phone. That all went wrong and it actually recorded from my phone's microphone, which just sounded awful. And on top of that, I'm going to have to use the audio from the Osmo, and it was a windy day. So there's going to be a load of wind noise in this video. I sincerely apologize for it, but I hope you can look past it because we got a good video on the way. Going to be capturing plenty of amazing images. So I hope you guys stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy the video despite the audio issues. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are out in beautiful Kingscliff with, of course, good old Julien. And this is going to be sort of our first little challenge video that we've decided to do together, because we've sort of been trying to work out a way to do a collaboration between our two channels. But that guy over there, all of his videos are in French, so there isn't really sort of an overlap between our audiences, but that's whatever. But pretty much what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going down this absolutely beautiful beach behind me. And the sort of challenge is we're going to try and capture 10 compositions. 2 5s. 10, 2 5s, yeah. No more, no less. That's what Julien's saying. He said he's going to be really strict on me for this one, so usually I'm a little bit wild with the shutter, so we're going to be a little more conservative today, but it's all going to be handheld. But 10 compositions today. I'd say we've got an hour till sunset, but we'll be able to bang that out, no problem. I've spotted some nice compositions just down the beach, so shouldn't be an issue. But we'll see how we go. I'll also be putting up Julien's photos at the end of this video, so you can sort of have a comparison between our two styles of photography. But we're both going to be going for intimate, abstract shots of sand and the rocks, everything around us. I guess there's nothing else left to say except let's get down to business. I mean, Julien's already started. Look at the guy over there. Already got his first composition lined up, so I've got to catch up. But I think the plan is going to be go that way down the beach. I'm not really interested in all the rocks here, they're all right. And we're just going to focus on the sand patterns, because this beach has some amazing patterns in the sand. So let's get right to it.
I'm gonna beat you.
You're not going to beat me. It's not going to happen. So the weapon of choice for today's photo battle is going to be the Sony A7R4 with my 24 to 105 Sony lens on it. I think that this is going to be quite a good lens for this. Honestly, I wish I had my 100 to 400 because I'd be able to get a little bit more of a zoom in on those abstracts, but I think I'll definitely be able to make do with it. But I don't think I'll be doing much with the water, and the abstracts with the water are the ones that I like to have the 100 to 400 with. So, as I said just before, definitely going to focus on the sand, and I've got the grip right here. This is the ideal camera grip, holding it by the base plate. It's like a gun. Pew, pew. The spot that I noticed a while ago is way down this beach, so I'm gonna have to make good time getting down here because bloody Julien's just a dot over there. Alright guys, we found composition number 1, so I'll show you what I'm looking at here. I've already went ahead and took the shot, but I'll sort of explain the composition for you just because it's handheld. It's a bit of a pain to do it with the video as well. Just capturing this one where it's showing the junction in the sand between the 3 lines and sort of composing it in a nice square. To me, stepping back in here with the voiceover, guys, because it just got super windy when I said those last lines, but I hope you enjoy the image, and we'll move on to the next one because that's pretty much all I said at this point. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the image, and we'll move onwards. Hope you guys liked that first shot. We're sort of just coming up on that spot that I'd scouted before. There's just this nice intermingling of black sand with the white sand on the beach. Honestly, not sure where the black sand sort of came from, but it's here, and it makes a lovely contrast. I'll just show you right here. It just makes this really nice dividing line between the 2 different shades. And then in that, you got this nice spattering of darker sand, bit of a blackish gray color. And it just runs the whole way up this beach. And to me, that sort of just represents unlimited potential for compositions because there's just so much variation in every little bit of the sand. I reckon that this is going to be where I get most of the shots for today because it's going to be really nice. I might have just spotted a composition. I think there's definitely something here. So we just have these nice, almost like little islands. And the cool thing about them is inside they have like these little bubbles where it just changes tone. And on top of that is also a nice rock sitting in it. So I reckon I'm going to try and frame this up in some way where it looks quite nice. Maybe even something like this that you're seeing on your screen. Maybe something a bit more zoomed in. I'll just go ahead and frame this one up. And I suppose I'll see what you guys think. Yeah, I think there's definitely some potential in this spot right here. I think in this black sand right here we can definitely get an interesting shot. So I'm probably going to go ahead, frame one of these up, and try and get it before that guy over there. I'm going to zoom in on him. Look at him over there with his bloody triangle stance. What is he on about? No. Okay, we're going to frame this shot up, and hopefully it'll turn out nice. I'm going to frame it up, show you through the camera, and then we will go ahead, throw that one up, and let me know what you think about it. Back here again with the voiceover, guys, because the audio for this part was awful. It was the onboard audio for my camera, so we're not even going to bother with it. But what I was saying is that my initial thoughts were probably using this little blob that you see in the front of the frame, where it's sort of like a skull shape. That's what sort of really attracted me to it. But I also liked what looked like these bubbles beside it, and the streaky shape below it. But to be honest, this entire scene altogether, I actually really liked the whole thing, so this was quite an inspiring spot for me. But at the end of the day, I decided to focus on this one skull sort of looking thing here. I mean, it looks like a skull in my mind. I'm probably just crazy. But yeah, I wanted to frame this one up as a square, and I actually decided sort of to go with the theme of squares for this challenge and just try and frame up a bunch of square images. But yeah, went ahead and captured this sort of frame as you see here, and I'll put up the final image for you guys and let me know what you think. And just like that, guys, I have spotted the next composition. I think this one's number 4, if I'm counting right, but literally right down below me, this nice black sand right here. So these sort of all just look like bubbles here. So the way that I'm going to frame this shot up is I'm going to just keep this in the top left corner, just taking up a tiny portion of the frame, and then have the bubbles all around it. I might even flip it upside down in post to see if it looks like the bubbles are rising in some sort of abstract way, or something like that. But let's frame the shot up and we'll see what we can do with it. Back here with the voiceover again, guys, because you guessed it, the audio was awful from my camera. So what I was saying when I was framing this up is that I was trying to compose it as a square and sort of cut off that left part of the image. And the biggest focus for me was creating a nice balance between that top left corner element and the bubbles around there. And I sort of had to adapt with it because, as I just pointed out, I accidentally kicked a little bit of sand into my scene, sort of ruining the composition I had in mind. But it was fine at the end of the day because I just had to zoom in a little bit more. So this shot here as a square is sort of what I framed up, but I'll put up the final image for you guys and let me know what you think. Guys, and just like that, I think I found shot number 5. Again, same as all the others, it's going to be an intimate sand abstract, and maybe even this one will end up as a square, just like all the others. Maybe we'll just make this like a square video. I think that could be a vibe. We're going to add an extra challenge. Every one of the shots has to be a square. Julian's obviously not going to follow that because he's halfway somewhere else, but we're just giving ourselves the extra challenge because we're that much better than Julian. So this is what we're going to be working with right here, is this nice gradation between the sort of wet sand with the darker sand intermingled in with it. And this is just like other area above it, where it's almost like the top layer of the sand has sort of been peeled away, exposing darker sand underneath, which I think just looks so cool. It's almost like a piece of timber that's sort of been scratched up and worn in. So that's what we're sort of going to try and represent by just framing the division of this up. With this one probably taking up the bottom left third, and then just have these extending out, filling up the whole right of the frame. So this is the frame that we ended up with for this shot, and pretty much at this point all I had to do was point my camera down and sort of decide on what I wanted to cut out and what I wanted to keep in. I was actually a little bit indecisive because I did see that area below the seam, which I thought actually looked pretty nice, but At the end of the day, I decided to compose something like this in the frame, and keeping with the theme of having squares, I was just cutting that little bit of excess off the sides of the images, and this one you see here is pretty much exactly what I framed up. So I'll put up the image and let me know what you think. And with that, we're halfway through the challenge. We're gonna have a little check-in with big J Juice over here, big J Dog, Julien.
Il a dit qu'il était qu'à la moitié de
How
ses
many
photos.
photos do you have?
I have 9 photos.
You have 9 photos.
I need to be very careful on my last photo.
I have 5 photos left.
You have to be quicker.
Just like I said, he's gonna be spraying and getting all of the shots.
I've been careful, I have only good shots, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I've given myself the added challenge of every shot only being a square. Just because I'm that much better now, that I can get a good composition like that.
I'll put my photos in this video where you can tell us which photos are better.
Oh yeah, I'm putting them up side by side. You know, your one and my one are gonna go side by side up with each other.
Exactly.
Now, I gotta go rush to get these compositions.
Yeah, be quick.
Oh, and just like that, we found a composition. Not planned at all. Not planned at all. Trust me, not planned at all. But I just found a nice composition. Again! Is these amazing bubbles. Amazing bubbles. I reckon we're definitely gonna get a shot with these. So, pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the video on this camera. You can watch along as I sidestep and try and compose something here. Because there is so much potential with this, besides the footsteps. We'll work around that, but let's see what we can get. So there actually wasn't much sidestepping required with this one. I pretty much pulled out the camera and I saw this scene in front of me. I was so impressed with this one because this small rock that was floating up in the corner, to me, it sort of seemed like an asteroid flying through a galaxy, and all these larger dots around it were like planets, and the smaller ones were like stars. Such a cool scene, and something I absolutely didn't expect to see. So I think Julien is sort of screwed with this challenge because this one is going to be a nice one. So I'll frame it up with the camera and I'll put up the final image for you guys, and let me know what you think because I'm pretty excited about this one. Be getting some B-roll to go in between these shots because they're just coming so fast, so it's a little bit difficult to do that. But I found the next shot, which is going to be our 7th. Hopefully I haven't lost count because that would be a little bit embarrassing. But after I take this clip and this photo, I'm going to go back through and make sure that we are actually on number 7 because I don't want to overshoot or undershoot because then Julien's going to give me a lot of shit and he's still following along behind me. I can't believe he's got 9 photos already. Who shoots that much, man? It's crazy. Normally it takes like 1 photo an hour. But what we're going to get here is this nice little, I'm not going to try and name it or whatever, this nice little plant sticking out of the sand. And we just have this nice band passing across it diagonally. And this is going to make a really beautiful square because we're going to have a diagonal passing in this direction. And then out of it, we're going to have sort of the informal pattern created from the sand blowing off of it heading in that direction. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there is like a little line just passing off from it. It's going to be a good image. It's going to be better than Julien's. That's what I know for sure. So we'll go ahead, capture this one, and I'll frame it up for you. We'll see if we can get something good with it, and let me know what you think. Pretty much the same situation as the previous image with this one, guys. Pointed the camera down and found the scene. So as you can see, there's that little diagonal that I was pointing out previously that I asked if you could see. It's a little bit more evident on this, and we just had that nice band going up into the top left diagonally. It just really balanced it out and just set that plant as a perfect subject for the image with that intersection between the 2 lines in the scene. And that differentiation in the color and the pattern of the sand just made it so much nicer. So without further ado, I'll throw this image up for you guys, stop talking, and let me know what you think about this one. So as is typical with my photography and just general me filming YouTube videos, this is going much longer than expected. So behind me, you might be able to see it, but the sun is literally setting right now, which means we're actually going to have to start worrying about light in a second. Because as much as I don't mind bumping that ISO, I would much rather not. I'd much rather have just a little bit of light in my scene, because it'll make the compositions look that little bit much better. So we're really going to have to rush out these 3 shots, and I did count it. It is 7 shots, so look at me, able to count to 7. I'm bloody proud of that. But I reckon Julien has finished capturing his shots. He was on his 9, now he's doing a piece to camera, so my assumption is that he's already got his final shot. So we're going to try and get these 7, because it's going to suck if we get stuck without any light in our images for the last ones. So, sort of grasping at straws for this last one. So we're going to... This is literally what this shoot is, though. It's literally just me walking down the beach and staring at the ground. Like, it really is an exercise of just seeing. Is Julien yelling at me? I think Julien's yelling at me. Alright. Maybe we can work with something here. No? Maybe? Ah! I might have to rush. I feel rushed. Maybe we'll do something with... there's some more black sand over here. We'll try and capture something with that. I don't know if that'll work. Have you got your final image?
Yeah. You had to wrap up quickly before.
He's gonna get in trouble.
The colors are getting nice. It's a shame there's no composition on the other side.
Yeah, it's a shame that we're losing our light. How about this? We'll start walking back, and I'll get my 3-way walk back. So I'm gonna walk ahead of you, because...
I'm finished.
Yeah, I don't want him to get in trouble with his wife. Because she's currently waiting in the car, and Julien was like, oh yeah, we'll only be out for an hour, maybe 2. And I'm not sure, I think she's maybe been sitting in the car for an hour and a half or so, so... You know, he's getting the Husband of the Year award tonight, but... Anywho, let's get this last composition. Pretty much, I'm gonna walk down, and when I spot something, I'll get back with you guys. Alright, with Julien now going down the beach, back to the car, I'm gonna go ahead and capture these last 3 images, because I just can't deal with that guy, you know? I didn't have the camera on, but just after I did that last clip, I actually found a shot, and I framed it up, and bloody Julien just steps right on it, and he's like, oh, you think you're gonna capture that shot? No, you're not. What a guy. So, I'll let him go down the beach, and I'm gonna just capture this one right here. I'll show you what I'm working with. So what we're gonna be doing is composing with this little seashell right here, and what I'm sort of aiming for, some sort of metaphor behind it, is almost like trying to make it seem as if this shell is underwater and there's some bubbles coming up around it. But I don't know if that's going to translate too well to a shot. I might just be grasping at straws here, but I think it could work quite nicely. So we'll go ahead, frame this one up. Probably going to be something like this in the back of my camera. Probably something like that. But go ahead and capture this one. I'll put it up for you guys, and let me know what you think. Just gotta be a bit faster now. I don't want Julien to get in trouble. Alright, we found shot number 9 for today's shoot, and surprise, surprise, it's more of this lovely black sand. So what we've got here, this absolutely lovely orange shell with all these nice patterns in the sand, and they're all going sideways. I think it just looks really nice, just as like a small intimate scene, same as all the others. Maybe frame it up something like that. My camera's not even in focus yet, but you get the general idea. Having the shell on the left side of the frame, having the shell on the left side of that frame, bumping in that contrast a bit. I reckon it'll work nice as a 9th shot for the day, because we are really losing light right now, so gotta be fast. So I'll capture this one, frame it up for you guys, and yeah, we'll see what we can get. So keeping with the theme sort of space from the previous image, I sort of went ahead and tried to implement it into this one, and the way that I envisioned this was like an asteroid passing through space with a bunch of smaller ones all around it. and I feel like it translated quite well in the final image, but I'll leave you to be the judge of that. But I was actually really happy with this one, despite the fact that it was quite a rushed image. So I'll show it for you guys, and let me know what you think. Last shot of the day, lucky last, number 10. We've got it literally framed up maybe about, mustache out of the way, about 5 meters down from where we took our last shot. We're gonna get this one now. I think it'll work all right. What we're working with here is, again, just these little bubbles in the sand, but the nice difference with this one is we're gonna be working with the lighter sand as the background rather than the darker sand with light bubbles. So I think it'll be a nice differentiation from what we have. And we might even try and compose it with just these 4 bubbles sort of being the subjects of the image, and maybe even shooting it something in square like this. But yeah, I'll go ahead, frame this image up with the good old Sony, and we'll see what we can get with it. And then I'll go ahead, throw that image up for you, and let me know what you think. And we'll head back to the car and see if Julien is in trouble or not, because that'll be a bit funny to watch. And with that last shot, it brings us to the end of the video. So how do you think you did, Julien?
Better than you were wrestling.
Ouch. I should have got a recording of that. Me and Big Man were having a little wrestle in the water, but I reckon I've won that. But we're going to be putting the shots up side by side at the end of this video as well. I've also been showing them to you as we've been going through. And yeah, hopefully you agree with me. I reckon that I've done better. But it was an interesting challenge, shooting only 10 shots. I actually kept to it and only shot 10 shots.
Yeah,
you know?
It's actually very interesting, and you are pickier than me.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to blast through bloody 9 shots in like half an hour.
In 20 minutes, yeah.
Like
my shot gonna be better and be more efficient and everything. Yeah, I reckon.
I don't think so.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you thought. And of course, go and check out this guy's channel if you like a bit of landscape photography. You can always put the subtitles on. That's what I do, you know. Then I can sort of understand what's going on in his videos. But, you know, he's got a good channel. He's got some good photos on there and such. Yeah. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. And of course, let me know what you thought about both of our photos in the comments. Exactly. And yeah, if you'd like to check out my portfolio or my print shop, just check out the link in the bio. There's plenty of cool stuff there, so yeah, check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
See you.